What's going on, guys? It's the Miz, and we're gonna get into it. I stayed away from making a video last night. The game was pitiful. The Giants played one of their worst games in years, and there's been a lot of bad games, so that says something. I mean, the players played, but the play calling is atrocious. You'll never have a chance to win games with those type of play calls, okay? You can't keep getting to the red zone and literally call plays that are so conservative. It's like you have a field goal on your mind in the red zone from first down. You have a quarterback in his third year, who I believe is still a good quarterback. If he ain't good, he can definitely be really good. We have not surrounded him with what's needed to support him in growing and being a winner. You constantly don't allow the guy to throw balls into the end zone. All right? You don't run the ball at the right times. You want Barclay to run up the middle and be a smash mouth running back when that is not what he is. But you don't have a line that opens holes inside the hash marks. Yet, when's the last time you ran a counter play to the outside for the kid? Where you know that if he gets to the outside into the flat area, he will make people miss and at any moment has a chance to go the distance. I don't care if he's had injuries. You think he's not the same. He is, because I seen it in the Saints game. Jason Garrett has been a horrible offensive coordinator. And you know what? We haven't had an O-line in order to help him succeed. Nonetheless, he doesn't fit this team. Jason Garrett wants to run a power running game with two tight ends, okay? The man doesn't need receivers. They're not really part of his offensive agenda. I've told you before, he has a Flintstone age offense, okay? There's two teams in this league that his offense would work in. That's the Tennessee Titans with Henry, and that's the 49ers. Both those teams run a power running football game where they like to run the ball up your throat, run the play action, and hit their tight ends down the field. They also use their receivers in different ways with end arounds, quick passes on the line of scrimmage. It's passing wise, it's an offensive system that looks very conservative for the modern day style football in 2021. But in actuality, if you have the right O-line and the right bull of a running back, it's an extremely effective and imposing offense on defenses. You know, Jason Garrett would have been a good coordinator for the Giants when they had that big O-line and Brandon Jacobs. You know, they had the tight ends, the play-action quarterback with Eli. They would pound the ball up your throat all day long. You could put 10 in the box. We could tell you we're running, and we still ran right over your faces. You know, with Jacobs, Bradshaw, and Ward. But that ain't today's football, and we don't have the O-line to do that. So Jason Garrett did not work out here. There are stories and rumbles that him and Judge behind the scenes really did not get along. I heard they haven't had conversation in like a long time, since training camp. And even in training camp, if you ever watched them, they never stood beside each other talking while practice was going on. They were always on other sides of the field and really had nothing to do with each other, which is not really a healthy relationship for a coaching staff. You got to be able to work together. Listen, man, once again, and I've told you this before, people who don't understand what's going on, the young kids or the outsiders, Ghetto Man's the punching bag once again. It's all Ghetto Man's fault. It's who he's drafted, it's who he's not drafted. You took Barclay at 2, you didn't take that guy. You should have took Nelson. Listen, dude, everything that Ghetto Man has done has been because John Mara has asked him to do it. Understand, the man has a boss. Alright? So, when you want to go back and know why this franchise has had a lot of issues the last 6 years, I'll take you all the way back to the day that Odell and Josh Norman had a war with each other. Let's go back there. I'm going to make sense of it all for you right now. For all the idiots out there that don't understand, I'm going to explain it to you right here. Odell and Norman go at it all game. Odell got out of shape. Odell was out of his mind. Okay. And some of us love the passion. The problem here is that Tom Coughlin was the head coach. One of the most disciplinarian head coaches we've ever known in football was handcuffed and not allowed to discipline Odell. Why? Because he was a lame duck coach. And Mara no longer backed him up. A man who brought you 2 Super Bowls. One of the best coaches in the league at rebuilding a young team, taking kids and turning them into physical, hardcore men that took responsibility for their crap. You didn't back him up. You shoved him out the door at the end of the year with disrespect in front of his players that were clearly upset to lose him. Alright, we all saw Eli crying that day. You did the man dirty, bro. John Mara. Push Coughlin out the door. Next step, McAdoo's the head coach. Eli Manning ain't the same quarterback no more. McAdoo knew it. I don't know if you guys knew this. McAdoo had a trade set up on the table. It was a done deal. Trading up to get Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes was going to be the quarterback of the New York Giants. Alright? At the last moment, Mara wiped it out. Said, we're not doing it. You're going to stay with Eli because he's loyal to Eli. And instead, we drafted a tight end, Evan Ingram. Okay. Let's go down the road. That season, Eli looks like he's not Eli anymore. He's finished. Mara goes to McAdoo. McAdoo would like to try one of the other quarterbacks. It was at week 14 or 15. The season was over. Let's see what else we got. We had a kid named Webb. Now, here's where the mistake happened. Mara gave him the green light. He wanted to see what else we have. He knows the time is up for Eli, and we got to move on. The thing is, McAdoo goes to Geno Smith instead of Webb. Now, everyone knows Geno Smith was a Jets quarterback. Eli breaks down on TV. Has tears. He's very emotional. They took away his streak. More so, they benched a man who brought us 2 Super Bowl Lombardis and 2 Super Bowl MVPs. It didn't go well with him. But he's a classy guy. And he tried to step aside and allow them to do what they need to do. He happened to have a moment of a breakdown on TV in front of the cameras. And the fan base exploded. Threats, letters. There was going to be a boycott of the game against the Cowboys that week because they played Geno Smith against the Raiders and disrespected Eli. If they would have went to Webb, everyone would have understood. The fans would not be mad. He was a young kid that we thought could be something, and you would have gave him a chance to see what we have because now we have to look to draft a quarterback in the next draft. But no, they went with Geno Smith. It exploded. It did not go well in the Northeast. Mara got a lot of hate mail and a lot of crap for it. Mara was being buried by this fan base on the radios and the newspapers in the New York area, New Jersey. What does Mara do? Put Eli back in. He felt really bad. He hurt a man who's like his son. What does he do? He hides behind McAdoo. He fires McAdoo as a scapegoat. Because you got to get rid of someone now. You got to pin this blame on somebody, right? It wasn't Mara. It was Mara. Right? Somehow in all this, Ghetto Man continues to get bashed. His draft picks, he traded Odell because the man threw the team under the bus on Eli, and Mara had enough of him. He drafted Barclay because Mara wanted to give Eli one more run the following year as a sort of an apology. Maybe Eli still does have something. Let's get him this all-world superstar running back. Maybe the Giants make a run into the playoffs deep. Didn't work. People are mad. Ghetto Man drafted Barclay number 2 overall. You don't do that. You should have taken a better quarterback. Guess what? That was Mara. Ghetto Man continues to take a beating. He stands up there. He does what a man gets paid and is supposed to do for his boss. He takes the beating for him. He's getting paid good money to do so. He says, this player is touched by the hand of God. He's a short yellow jacket. Hall of Famer. That was all to protect Mara. I guarantee you Ghetto Man was never drafting Barclay number 2. Listen, man, but I'm not mad about it. Barclay's a great player. He still could turn out to be special. I got no problem with it. Things blew up with Eli. It was over. We had no quarterback in the next draft. You see, the year before, Herbert was supposed to come out, but he decided to go back for one more year. So that was going to be a giant. Everyone knows Ghetto Man was scouting that guy for years. Don't tell me for a second Ghetto Man doesn't know what he's doing. Man's been in the league for over 36 years. He ain't there collecting towels. All right? He's one of the highest scout evaluators in the league. The things he's done is because his boss wanted it that way. And sometimes you got to do what your boss says, even though you know it's not the right choice. Because you're getting paid by your boss. So you got Barclay. Now you got to get a quarterback. And the Giants go with Daniel Jones. Ghetto Man goes with Daniel Jones. Takes him a little bit higher than people would like. It's 6th. It's not where he belonged. But they saw things in him they liked. They did their homework. Listen, man, I don't even blame any of this on Jones. This guy, Jones, since the day he's been here, has not had an offensive line of pro football caliber. Okay? And we still don't. Same thing that destroyed Eli's last 4 or 5 years. So you think about it, we haven't had a normal, solid O-line in about 8 years. It's ridiculous, man. It's a joke. It's bad. All right? How about now? Jason Garrett. I'm going to tell you Jason Garrett, and we all know it was forced on Judge's hands by that guy again. Not Ghetto Man, Mara. It was forced on Judge's hands because Judge was a young coach, okay, referred by Belichick. Smart guy, looks like a football coach, means well, doesn't have much experience. So they bring on Jason Garrett to help him out. The problem is Jason Garrett never ever liked being demoted to an offensive coordinator. Jason Garrett really wanted the head coaching job. He was just fired by Dallas. The man had, I don't know, 8, 9 years with Dallas. Only 1 year below 500. So he clearly thinks of himself highly as a head coach. And who am I to say he's not? But he didn't win a championship. That's okay. Not everyone gets to win a championship. Had some good seasons there. Has history with the Giants. Amara brings him in. Be the offensive coordinator. Help this kid Judge out. Groom a coach. Help raise Daniel Jones. He's a young kid with talent, a big arm that we believe in. Athletic player. Look, I'm tired of going over this. We do this all the time, man. And I'm telling you guys, it's easy to hate someone and punch somebody. But you got to think deeper. You want to throw Ghetto Man out, that's fine. His time's up. He's getting older. It's time to make changes here. I want changes too, man, because I can't go through these losing seasons anymore. But you got to know, the problem goes way deeper than Ghetto Man. The devil behind all the issues these last 6 or 7 years in this franchise hides behind Ghetto Man as a punching bag. So, the fans and the media punch Ghetto Man because he's a cocky, arrogant talker. The devil hides behind him, and his name has been Mara. Now, I like Mara. He's our owner. It is what it is. I know he means well. I know he really wants to win. But every time he sticks his hands in and thinks he's doing something good, it turns out a year or two later that it only set us back further. It's time for Mara to back off. Tish is out there. It's time for Tish to get involved. He's got to be sick to his stomach. His fan base is sick of this shit. It's embarrassing, man. You're the worst offense in the league. Doesn't even pay to drive into the red zone no more. It's almost a guarantee you're settling for a field goal. Why don't you just kick the damn field goal on first down? It's garbage. We are the New York Football Giants, man. Even as bad as we are, people expect us to suddenly climb out of it. This shit we've been rolling out here is trash, man. I believe Jones can still be a good quarterback. I believe Barclay is still a legit, really good running back. Kenny Galladay was paid $72 million. He's a damn good physical wide receiver. The man gets 2 passes a game. You got a weapon in this league that teams are terrified of in Tony. Garrett didn't have any clue how to use him. Because Garrett's offense is so old school that he wouldn't have a clue what to do with a weapon that's lightning quick as this kid. Kid can line up as a wide out, go deep. Kid can catch a ball, make 6 people miss. Kid can run as a running back like he did out of college. The kid can run the wildcat and option out and throw a ball 60, 65 yards down the field on the money. Kid can do it all. Take a look at Tyreek Hill. Call me crazy. Tony's going to be better than him. Kid is gifted in so many ways. Yet, we don't know how to get him the ball in the right places. You saw a little crumb last night as he took a snap and rolled out and threw a ball about 50, 55 yards down the field. Beautiful. It was a no doubt a pass interference call. And the refs got together and picked the flags up. It's funny how 2 flags are thrown, but they're both picked up. Only against the Giants. And when you're bad, the refs don't give you shit. Especially if you're playing Mr. Tom Brady. We got 7 games left. Joe Judge is the head coach. I believe in him. I think he's a young, good coach. I know for a fact he never wanted Garrett. You got Kitchens. I don't understand. Why would you bring in a guy who's been a head coach in the league for so many years and force him on a young coach who's just starting out? So he has to feel obligated to sit there and listen to Garrett because Garrett has all this experience over him. You gave him the team, but you really didn't give him the team. You handcuffed him. Again, more bullshit from Mara. Look, you got 7 games to prove to this fan base and this organization, Judge. It's Judge and Daniel Jones. And there's no excuses. The line's not the best. The line is not good. You got Isaiah Wilson. You've been repping him for weeks. I heard he got into great shape. Put the kid in there now. Okay? Because his O-line needs all the help it could get. Put Isaiah Wilson at guard. Let's get the running game going with Barclay and Booker. Kitchen's going to call the offense. Let's see what he's got. You got 7 games. Joe Judge. Daniel Jones. You could even throw Ghetto Man in that bunch. You 3 are connected. You got 7 games to show us something. if you don't win, if you don't come out and win a few of these games, and I'm talking about you gotta find a way to go 4-3. And especially show me growth in Daniel Jones these next few weeks. Take the handcuffs off and let this kid do everything. Open up the playbook. Let's see what he's got. Because in 7 weeks is decision time. Is Judge and Jones getting another year? Or are we going brand new? Ghetto Man most likely is going to be stepping down. I believe Daniel Jones can be a real good quarterback. I believe Judge is a good coach. And I believe in the next draft, we can stack up this O-line and get an edge rusher. We have all the picks. So if you're asking me, for my opinion right now, today, I'm sticking the course with the same group of people for one more year. But the fan base is on edge. You got some real good weapons. Start using them. Okay? You got to go out and score north of 27 points in a bunch of these games. You got 7 games. Show me.